All right, hey guys, I do have the heater going, so you probably hear something in the background. That's just my heater. It's really cold upstairs. It's really, really cold outside today, like freezing out. It went from like being okay to like freezing today. So I'm upstairs in my beautiful room, and I'm not going to move my camera for you to see because then I have to set it back up again. And I've got it kind of like balancing right now. So I'm going to leave it alone, but you can see that beautiful picture that I've actually had for years, and I love that picture. And what's right in front of me is this gorgeous armoire that I found for free on the side of the road. And I've just got some of my most beautiful favorite things up on the top of it. Some of my favorite gemstones and crystals, and a poster of the muscles of the head and the face, of course, and a couple other things. Anyway, I love this room. This room is like me. It's me. It's like it's my room. This is me. And everybody that comes in here is just like, it's such a beautiful room. It has such a beautiful feeling. So I wanted to come on and I just wanted to talk a little bit about why you haven't heard me talking about some of the things that are going on. Gosh, my face is beet red. Probably because I've been outside for a couple of walks, and it is, like I said, it is freezing out. My face usually isn't this red, but it is right now. But that probably explains it. Anyway, I don't have anything on my face today. So I haven't been talking about the government shutdown, Three Eye Atlas, what's going on in the skies, what's going on in the planet. I haven't been talking about that stuff. And the main reason is because I don't really care that much about it, okay? And the second reason is that regardless of what is going down, it doesn't affect our day-to-day, and it doesn't affect the day-to-day choices and decisions that we are all making about which path, which direction we are moving in, okay? So it doesn't matter what's going on out there, because the reality is that this is an inside job, right? Like, we are determining for ourselves what we are going to say yes to and what we are going to say no to. And regardless of what happens, right? You don't need to follow outer narratives. You don't have to listen to what other people say. You don't have to believe what other people say. It's about what you feel at the depths of your being, and does this align with you? Does this feel right? And what I can honestly say is that when it comes to like the whole Three Eye Atlas thing, I feel very flat about it. And I don't know how to like make that more clear. I feel flat. I don't feel good, and I don't feel bad. I feel flat. I feel neutral. I feel like, okay, it doesn't have any kind of intensity for me in either direction. And when I think about what's happening with the sun and all of the solar flares, and what's going on with the earth, and what's going on with the Schumann frequencies and all of that, it's somewhat exciting because it kind of leads me to believe, or lead me to think, that we are indeed experiencing these frequency or plasma upgrades, okay? These shifts in the frequency and in the plasma, and all of that, which is interesting, okay? Because we know that the matrix, the false matrix, okay, the programmed matrix, the one that is trying to control and manipulate humanity and bringing us into the artificial intelligent digital cyborg world, all right? We know that they are trying to thwart all of these natural phenomena, which is why they have all of their EMFs out there, because they're trying to interfere with all of the Schumann frequency. What Space Force is all about, okay, because of what the sun has been doing. Now, I've made videos about this before where I've talked about the sun and how people will say, oh, we've had a lot of solar maximums. This is no big deal. But yet, there's people who study this stuff that are saying that this is unusual. There's a lot of anomalies, okay, which means it's different. It's different from the other ones in the past, okay? So again, it's different. What does that mean? Can we infer? Can we assume? No, but it's different. And we know that the Earth frequencies have been spiking at a much higher intensity than ever recorded. Again, different. That's abnormal. That's not normal. That's not what they've been seeing throughout the patterns that they've been tracking, okay? So there are lots of really, really interesting things going on. They know that human DNA, the 2 strands, is unfolding, okay? Currently it's unfolding to 4. Is it going to keep going? My guess is that it is, okay? So all of these things are happening, and we can see that the system is actually trying to come down on this. Okay, they are trying to pump out all of this CRISPR technology, which is to rewrite, to edit, to scramble, and to replace our own genetic programming. Okay, they're pumping massive amounts of shit in the sky. Okay, they're doing all these things to actually rearrange or rewrite or interfere with the signaling of all of the things that the universe is actually doing right now on this planet and in our space from the sun to here. Now, what the distance of that is, I don't know. Can we believe NASA? I don't really know what's true or not when it comes to that kind of stuff, okay? However, what I do know is that there are lots of people around the planet that are monitoring the sun and 3i Atlas that are not part of the big organizations, okay? And they're seeing the same things, okay? So this isn't like just a psyop and they're lying to us, okay? What I do find interesting, though, is that all of the organizations around the globe, the major organizations, NASA and all of the other organizations around the planet, they're all quiet too at the same time, like it's coordinated. That makes you think, right? Then you've got the government shutdown. Maybe it's not shut down anymore. Maybe they voted to open it. I don't really know. Who knows? But I find it all very, very interesting. What interesting timing. What interesting timing that the United States government shuts down with this whole 3i Atlas thing going on and with all these powerful solar flares going on with the planet and all of this stuff happening. And there's people that talk about this whole plasma stuff too that is like mind-blowing, like really, really mind-blowing. And again, it's something that I consider. It's fascinating. I find it very, very interesting. They make a lot of relevant connections, all right? But again, it doesn't really affect me on the day-to-day. So I'm not going to spend all of my time going down these rabbit holes, all right? I find it all interesting. Same thing, like what is the shape of the Earth? I don't know. Is it flat? Is it round? Is it a toroidal? Torus? What shape is it? Does it matter? No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm inclined to think it's round because the sun is round, the moon is round. I'm inclined to think that it's round. That just feels right to me. But could I be wrong? Yes, of course I could be wrong. I do not believe the flat Earth narratives, though. I've dug into that. I've gone down that rabbit hole for a little bit. Some of the stuff they say is just silly. Doesn't make any sense at all. But there's some stuff about what NASA presents too that we should be really skeptical about, right? Like really, really skeptical. So again, it really all boils down to why would we want to waste our time arguing and debating about things that we don't know? We're on the inside looking out. We don't know. We're here. All we can do is look up and look forward and look around. We don't have a bird's eye view. We're not outside looking in. Okay, so for all of us to just be wasting our time on it is really kind of silly. All right, really silly. So I haven't been talking a lot about it. I don't know if I will be in the future. I don't know what is going on. I don't know the timeline, okay, of what is happening. Now, a lot of people are talking about another reset, and there's a lot of interesting people that have talked about multiple resets in the past, and that we are going through another reset. And it's all about memory, wiping our memory, getting us into the AI digital world to wipe our memory of who we truly are. And this is really the biggest thing of all of this, is our memory, our cellular, deep, deep cosmic memory of who we truly are. And I happen to be born with some of that cosmic memory intact, which is why I never fell for the religious narratives or the government is your friend narrative or any of that. I've just never fallen for any of that. I've always seen the system for what it was. It doesn't mean I saw everything. It doesn't mean I knew everything. It just means that I definitely remembered who I was and knew that I was connected to my own source and that I didn't need any of that bullshit, because that was just all part of the program. And I knew it. I could see it clearly. Every minute of every day, I could see that part of it. And then as I got older, I started to see more and more. As I got older, the veil started to thin more and more for me. Then, of course, now at 57, I see it a heck of a lot more clearly. And I'm kind of at that place in my life where I don't follow anyone's narrative. It may be a compelling story. It may be extremely interesting. I may align with a lot of it, but at the end of the day, I'm walking my own path, and I'm listening to my own internal guidance system, and I'm following my own internal light. That's it. So all of this other stuff, it doesn't really have a bearing on my choices and what I will say yes to and what I will say no to. So I just posted on my community channel this video, and the girl was talking about they don't need to chip you or put Neuralink in you or do any of that to get you, to overtake you, to control you. All they have to do is get you to forget who you are and to keep you from remembering who you are. And for those of you that have been watching my videos for the past couple of years that I've been on YouTube, know that that's been my message. Okay, they don't have to chip you. All they have to do is program you to forget who you are. And it's the forgetting, it's the disconnecting from your own truth, your own inner light, and your own direct connection to source. That's the slavery. Okay, it doesn't have to be something put into you. It's your own willingness to abandon the truth of your being. And this happens through religion. It happens through education. It happens through, just the programming, the everyday programming that we are all subjected to, okay, is making you think that you are incompetent, that you are a slave, that you are a sinner, that you need to obey some authority outside of you. This is all part of that same program. And they've done it in a multitude of ways. Religion just happens to be one of the biggest ways that they've done it. Okay, but again, humanity has been trained to think that something outside of them has the answers and that they themselves are not whole and complete and completely connected to their divine source. So this is what the awakening is. This is what the remembering is about. We are remembering. And there's some that will and some that won't. And at the end of the day, that's the only thing that matters. Do you remember who you truly are, or do you not? And that's the reason with like religions and stuff, they need you to keep going back and keep reading the book, reading the book, reading the book, and being told and being told and being told and being told, because it's repetition, it's ritual, it's the mind control, the brainwashing, and the programming. They don't want you outside of that, because they don't want you stepping away from that, because that is when your own inner flame starts to rise. They don't want that. So they have to keep filling you and filling you and filling you with their bullshit. That's what church is. That's what religion is about. Okay, so all these religious people that are like, oh, I'm not going to take the mark of the beast. You already did. You already did. That's why I always said, like, they don't care about you. It's not you they're going after. They don't give a shit about you. You already bought it, hook, line, and sinker. They're going after the people that talk about freedom and truth and all that. That's who they're trying to get their hooks in. And, you know, they're going to come out with med beds, and they're going to come out with all of this regenerative medicine, and, oh, we're going to save you, and this is all the hidden technology, and blah, 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 blah. And a lot of people are going to fall for it. A lot of people. Because they will fail to make the connection that these same people are the very same systems and people that have been lying, censoring, and suppressing all sorts of information for a very, very long time. There wasn't just a switch. They didn't just switch these people out with the bad, in with the new. It doesn't work that way. Okay, the system itself is as nefarious as it comes. And the only reason it gives any benefit to humanity is because it keeps them slaves in the system. It keeps them dependent on the system. And you have to do that by dangling some carrots, and you have to let people bite that carrot every now and then. But then they keep you hooked into the system. Okay, so yeah, they're going to be coming out with med beds, but yet our DNA is actually unfolding, and we're actually getting more and more self-healing abilities. We don't need that shit. Okay, we don't need that shit. And even if it heals your body, it's going to change you. It's going to turn you into a transhuman cyborg. And they gotcha. They gotcha. They got you good. And this is where we're at. This is where we're headed. People are so afraid to die. But would you rather die in your sovereignty and connected to source, or would you rather stay alive, a complete and total cyborg transhuman slave? This may be what it boils down to. And maybe those of us that hold firm, maybe we do leave this physical avatar. But yet, we recycle back into our cosmic source, which is our true divinity and our true being. Because this is just an avatar. And they are trying to control your avatar 100% completely. And they are trying to prevent you from igniting your inner flame and remembering who you truly are. So, this is where we're at. It's not hard to see. It's just connecting the dots. Okay? When you think about NASA, Silicon Valley, CERN, government, Hollywood, music, sports, CIA, all of the systems, and then it trickles down into everything. Schools, local things, trickles down everywhere. The beast has its tentacles in and on everything. And it's up to us to free ourselves from within. Nobody's coming to save us. Not on a spaceship. Not from the sky. Not out of the earth. No one's coming to save us. Why would anyone want to save us? Anybody who's truly from source wants to liberate us. Not save us. Liberate us. Remind us who we truly are. Bring us back in touch with our own divinity and our own source connection. If it's anything other than that, it's the deceiver. It's the false light. False light is everywhere. The only real light is within you. They don't want you to know it. Signing out.